I will.
Okay, I have not looked at these since... What day? We were going to do them on Thursday, and then I was having a breakdown.
We were going to do a newsletter, and I sat down to write the newsletter and type it up, and I started 3 or 4 things that just had no life in it at all. Just felt like writing, or it felt like typing instead of writing.
Like an assignment?
Yeah, I just couldn't get in the right headspace, so I thought maybe we could just turn the camera on and come up with some questions for each other regarding the new record that we've been working on. I thought that might be interesting. And so far, this is way more interesting than...
Good idea.
She's touching my... Can you see my elephant ear? I got stung by 2 hornets yesterday.
As a reference, here's what the other
Here's what they should look like. Well, you go first.
No. Okay, are we going to do you want to ask one and then one? Yeah. And then I'll just edit it. If we ramble on, we ramble on, but...
I'm not going to ramble on.
Well, you know
anything I say is going to be keepable and useful and interesting.
Okay, so am I going to start?
If you want to.
I don't care.
Or I can.
You decide.
I'll start.
Okay.
What was the hardest part of making this record?
I mean, am I supposed to keep that to one thing?
The hardest part.
I mean, the thing that rises up, and this is probably the most honest, because there was a lot of parts that felt hard that had to do with different elements. God dang it.
This guy we're watching is riding this lawnmower the slowest.
It's so slow.
And the loudest setting you can find on him.
Oh, he's such a good guy. I think he's just riding around right now, though.
He might be going to the store.
But if I'm honest and I think about what consistently was difficult, even when we were trying to decide on a place and a time, and as all of that was difficult, the one remaining difficult thing was how to honor the feeling of what I felt like all of this was supposed to be. When I didn't always have all the pieces. Like how to stay true to what felt like a revelation of what this record could mean and say and feel like, and how to articulate that to you when at times I didn't know how to articulate it.
Yeah.
But how to stay true to that, because I felt so as certain as anything I've felt in the last 8 years of, well, I'll just say it, like spiritual manifesting. This record was it was this strong feeling. So how to honor what felt like was being asked to be done in the way it could sound, which I knew was outside of what you normally do.
Very much so.
So like how to honor that while honoring all of your gifts and not alienating you from the process.
Yeah.
And therefore alienating myself from you. And so that was fucking hard, because there would be times where it's like, what am I holding on to? And does it matter? But then something in here would be like, just stay with it. Just stay with it. And not knowing not knowing what that was going to shake out to look like, or feel like, or sound like.
I think, so the hardest thing for you would be to have this vision, unclear how to speak it, unclear how to find it, and having to go along with me and get to the place that doesn't just run me off, and also doesn't compromise what you're seeing. You had a clear vision, even though some of these songs, came out of me wandering around in the kitchen by myself, just come flying out. I know they're all connected. And, I trusted that vision that you had of putting all these pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my face always didn't show that I trusted it.
No,
because it was hard. You know, it's hard to be like, you know, the first thing I play, my instinct to be like, no, that's not it. I'm like, what do you mean? It's me.
I know. And then that feels like a personal rejection.
Yeah, but over time it just beat the life out of me to where I.
But that, and then telling you the person I love the most through lifetimes,
Mm-hmm.
telling you no, that's not it,
Mm-hmm.
was so hard.
I'd see it on you.
Like I didn't want to utter that, but the compass of this record demanded it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, because I'm not musically trained, I just know a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But then just trusting that by saying no, that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that was it would present itself, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what happened.
And that made me dig deeper,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it's just like it's an instinct. Like the first thing I do is an instinct,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's an ego part that lives inside, you know, that's like, well, that's me you're rejecting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. It's just like this. I can make a guitar do a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and trying to find the thing that fit, you know, to where it was like, okay, I'm going to play this part, but for these other parts that you're hearing and we're hearing, we need another guitar player in there.
And at first I said no to that, because that
felt like me being angry and going, well, just get another guitar player.
Well, not just that. I think some part of me felt like that meant it was rejecting you by saying somebody else. So I was like, oh, no. You know, I'm like, no, we'll just fiddle with these pedals for months. Months on end. But then that one day, there was a shift.
You know, I remember standing in here talking about that. Just
there was
saying,
a shift.
Hey, let this guy bring some magic to the table. You know, this guy named Juan
Solazaro.
Yeah, just fantastic guitar player in Nashville. And it's just that ethereal kind of guitar where it's real moody and it's soundscape type stuff to where that's not really my bag. Mm-hmm. But I know what it sounds like, you know, and it's finding outside of yourself the people that can bring that to the table. And
that really speaks to, and I think that's what we've ended up seeing in this, because at one point Crow and Gazelle is just us. Mm-hmm. And I even would defend, I'm like, nope, you know, and it's like, what makes it powerful is that we are doing everything, you know, but then really that's being so limiting, because how we make it through this world is not on our own. Mm-hmm. It's with community, and people and relationships, that people that get who and what we are, and they help lift us up. Mm-hmm. And on this record, by trusting Dylan, who's mixing and basically helping to put it all together, trusting him that he understood what I wanted and what these songs meant, and he was like, okay, there's this guy or this guy. And as soon as we heard one, it was like, mm-hmm. And then everything lights up, and it's like, oh my God, that's it. Boom, go that way. Mm-hmm. And then you just trust. Mm-hmm. But that conversation of releasing that, and then what that did was, by releasing that burden of whether it's ego or it's just limitation, it made the record what it is, which is cool. We could have made a great record, but it wouldn't be what it is. Right. Because the songs, I think by someone else, it's kind of like how, you know, we love listening to music in different languages. Like, it's like a... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't really know...
And so something
on
about...
one part, what's being said, but you feel it.
But you feel it, and something about what Juan did took these songs that we thought we knew, mm-hmm. and turned them into something completely altered. Like, does that make sense?
Not really. I think what he did was he could tell from the lyrics and the minimal parts that we did the intention, and he matched that.
Okay, it's like alchemy then.
Right, yeah.
That's what it is. We're this one thing on our own that's powerful.
He added to it. He didn't change it.
Yeah,
okay. It changed.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, I don't know, like you say, it's alchemy, you know.
Yeah.
That part was added, and all of a sudden these lyrics take on a different feel because of the sound that's with it. You know, like music in a movie, creating suspense or whatever. It's like we had our first record, it was just me and you and the guitar, and it was just us singing together. This is like, we've written several little movies inside of movies, and there's cool soundscape that goes through the whole album, and it's consistent because it's the one guy doing the kind of sounds, and it really just created a cool soundscape to make the lyrics even more alive.
Okay, so I had this same question written down for you. This was my second question, but I'm just going to flip it.
That was just question one.
Was that?
I mean, that's like
this is good.
We're going to read Moby Dick for you in its entirety.
Maybe we are. We need this. This is like decompression. We talked a lot. We had to during the making of this record because we were constantly having to do some heavy emotional work through the making of this, which was basically 4 months.
Yeah.
But I had asked, what was the most difficult part for you?
For me was coming to terms with the fact that I don't like running a computer for the most part, and engineering, I don't really like that part. And, you know, I used to do it all the time, and I was good at it, but I'd also use chemicals too to somehow to get through that.
I think that's how it might be, not that this has to be said here, but it is, you said it. It's like, I think we figured out that when you were using amphetamines, like technology, running a platform or a program like DP or Pro Tools is not of the human realm. It's not, like, we're meant to be creatures that move kind of slowly and like
there's a lot happening at once,
and there's so much happening at once in those,
and some people are geared to that.
Speed.
Some people their brain is geared
and
to fast speed. Mine's
not.
I am, if anything, lopey.
but not that. But you're just,
I'm at my own speed.
Yeah,
and
it's a beautiful slow speed.
That required, you know, to be fair, and I would use speed. You know, I'd get hopped up and I could sit for
and
hours,
then you can
and then
all
I could
that.
keep up with what's needed. And now that I don't do that kind of stuff or drink, that part of my brain, it just doesn't line up. That was the hardest part, and then trying to figure out, well, okay, does that mean I don't do this anymore? And maybe that's it.
And that was our start and stop.
That's
we had
where
two
we
start and stops.
We went to Tahlequah, right down by the river. As soon as we got there, came a tornado and a flash flood, and our electricity went out. We couldn't find the beats per minute for any song. Anything we did was just frustrating. And honestly, I was smoking so much pot back then that pot wasn't working. And, you know, I was just super frustrated. I couldn't get things figured out, and it was just like, what in the hell? So I took a 5-week abstinence break from pot and really cleared my brain out.
And the beautiful thing is the timing of that breakdown. When we thought we were going to record the album in May in that cabin, coinciding with you needing to take a weed break. It all happened for a reason. And we realized we weren't ready to make the record. The songs weren't ready.
Right.
You know?
And I think, for me, I'm so used to having, like, just, you know, a handful done, a handful of ideas, and when I get in there, I'm under that pressure, and I'll get things done. I'll finish stuff, and I'll do it really quickly. It didn't work this time. No.
Well, I think that is because I just said the songs weren't ready, but really we weren't ready.
Yeah.
That's
on any
what
level.
It was. On any level.
On any level. Because we had to figure out, she is super sound sensitive, and like a click track, how you record to, there's this machine that makes a bump, bump, you set the tempo and you played it. But that sound drove her up a wall, and I'm like, well, I can't work without a click track. So I'd be in there hitting a drum to a click track, trying to do that until we finally found a kick drum off a program I could import and use that as a click track. It's just a lot of things to overcome and a lot of your sensibilities and sensitivities.
But then the big thing was, just to segue, you said, you know, you're used to, there's the speediness of recording that you've always, when you record for other people, it's like, we're making a record, I'm getting paid by the day, we have to get as much done as we can in one day. So the whole system of recording music is built on speed, literally and figuratively, and kind of like it's done, now move on. You know, and you would have this thing like, that's done, and I'm like, wait, I don't think it's done.
I didn't have that luxury.
Yeah, but then we realized...
And that's just an old habit.
Everything about what we were trying to do was not the way you had done things before.
Right. Sober.
Listening to
listen
somebody
back,
else.
Listen back to it.
Listen back.
Yeah. Listen back. You know,
So
it was all different. It was hard, but I'll put this record up against anything I've done, you know, although I'm not like the quote-unquote lead guitarist on this thing. It's beautiful, but I did a lot of records to where, like, my Everything Upside Down, Rodney Pyatt played lead guitar on all that fast stuff. You know, people think that's me, and that's fine. No, but it's okay. You know, you're making a record. They should be different, and there should be some outside people making some alchemy. But yeah, the hardest thing was every bit of it.
All of it was hard.
Yeah, all of it was not enjoyable, and I'm very glad it's over. Okay, my next question for you. When did the light come on that this was a special record? You're like, oh, okay.
You mean
assuming it has.
Yeah.